to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk?
Counselor Paul?
Present.
Counselor Edwards?
Present.
Counselor Janik?
Present.
Counselor Edwards?
Present.
Counselor DiMederos?
Present.
Counselor Burke?
Present.
Counselor Milburn?
Present.
All present.
Consent agenda. Acknowledge receipts and minutes from boards, commissions, and committees. Open space 2. Zoning 4. Acknowledge receipts and reports. Town Administrator, Department monthly reports, Police and Fire Department overtime reports, and Tiverton School Department quarter report. Acknowledge receipts of correspondence, visiting nursing, nurse, home, and hospice, letter of thanks for $5,000, budget allocation. Approval of tax assessor abatements, $1,551.43. Would anyone like to take anything from the consent agenda? Councilor Burke.
Items A1 and B3.
That's going to take them. Anyone else?
Madam Chair, motion to approve the remainder of the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion's been made in second. All those in favor? Councilor Burke, A1, Open Space Commission.
Specifically, the September 16th minutes. Item C, it's noted in here, one commissioner stated that he would vote no on any benches or other markers being put on open space land, and argued that the town would be burdened with the maintenance, and no town official should be burdened with the responsibility of approving or denying anyone of their intended memorials. I know that this will come to the next council at some point, because I know the Harbor Commission is interested in recreation. I would just urge you to think about that person's statement, because I would concur. I think it's really hard to decide who to memorialize and who not. And I know other towns do it, but there is the maintenance and the like, so I would, just my 2 cents for the next council to consider.
Thank you.
And
The school committee.
yeah, B3 is the report from the school committee, and I don't see Brendan here, but I do appreciate that he very quickly started giving this to us, and has good detail. There are some questions I would have, but with him not being here, so I guess the main one, I'm assuming the general supplies at the bottom of the first spreadsheet page shows a 66% overage. And I'm assuming that's normal at the start of the school year. He explained some of the other ones. That's one that was not explained. There are a couple others too, but I thank them for providing this.
And also, it was before it was voted to do this, so
Right.
they took this on their own and sent it to us. It's quarterly because it's from the time Brendan came to now. All right.
Motion to accept A1 and B3.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Public comments. John Edwards, Representative John Edwards, Hearst Lane striping. I thought it said stripping, and I was a little concerned. Go ahead.
John Edwards, 69 South Avenue. When I was out canvassing Country View Estates, the residents out there, several of them, asked me to bring something before the council, which was Hearst Lane is a very dark road, and they wanted a stripe down the middle of the road. It is a town road, so I have no control over getting DOT out there, but I wanted to bring it to your attention. I will follow up in a formal way, but our mutual constituents requested this. So I took the time out to come up here this evening so it could be acted upon if you so choose to in a quick manner before winter actually comes.
Well, what I thought we would do is refer to the DPW director and the town administrator. I'll put it on the next agenda, and we'll discuss it.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ian Lawton, It's item 7G. Do you want to wait, or do you want to say something before we get to 7G? It's up to you.
I'll just say something quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ann.
Hi, I'm Ann Lawton, 155 Kearns Avenue in North Tiverton, and I am a member, this is about changing the resolution so that the chair of the subcommittee, the North Tiverton Revitalization Subcommittee, does not have to be a member of town council. And I support that. I'm on the subcommittee. I understand why the town council initially would have wanted somebody from town council, because we were all disparate people. Some of us, like myself, had never been on a subcommittee. But we've been working together for a year, and thanks to the leadership of Mike Burke, who's been the chair, we've done a very good job. We're probably in the next 2 months, I'm guessing we'll have our first public meeting for residents of North Tiverton. So I would ask the town council to let us decide who our chair is. And we can vote on that at our next meeting. I suspect most people will probably ask Mike to stay on because he's done a good job. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appointments and resignations. Acknowledge a resignation. Sharon Caros from the North End and Industrial Park Advisory Subcommittee, effective 11/6/2024. Mike?
Just want to know, and I know it's in the packet, I'm not going to read out loud why she is resigning. It's for very personal reasons that were unexpected. But she has done a tremendous job with us, and I appreciate all the work that Sharon has done, and wish that what has happened to her and her family hasn't happened, more so than anything. But wish that she'd be able to stay with us. So it was with deep regret to accept this. I would like to make a motion that we accept the resignation of Sharon Caros with appreciation for her work and deep regret.
Second.
Motion's been made in second. All those in favor? Tax Assessor Board of Review, 3-member board, 3-year term, 1 vacancy. Deborah L. Plant, 1006 Crandall Road. Request appointment for term ending 10/15/2027. Is Deborah here? All right, it's a reappointment, so John?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion, we waive our policy and reappoint Deborah L. Plant of 1006 Crandall Road to the Tax Assessment Board of Review for a term ending 10/15/2027.
Second.
Motion been made in second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? I want to thank Deborah for wanting to do this again. We need all the volunteers we can get. Housing Authority, 5-member board, 5-year term, 2 vacancies, term ending 10/15/2027 and 10/15/2029 is the second one. Cecile Rose Guimar. Okay. I didn't want to butcher your name, but I have a feeling I did. 99 Hancock Street, request appointment. You can come up, Cecile. You can take a seat. Tell us a little bit about you and why you'd like to be on the board. Are you a resident?
I am a resident. I
Okay.
have been a resident in Tiverton for 54 years. I lived on Ledger Lane for 43 years. I've worked in several dental offices, and I did work here at the town hall for 5 years,
Yeah,
when Beverly Oaks was
a long time ago.
the clerk.
Thank you. And you're a resident of the Housing
I'm a
Authority?
resident of the Housing
Yes.
Authority.
Yes, that's, okay, that's what I thought. Any questions? John?
Just one for the solicitor. The fact that Ms. Guimar is a resident of the Housing Authority, does that create a conflict for her serving on the board?
This is actually a seat
This is
for a
actually a
resident.
seat we have to have a
Okay.
resident.
Yeah.
The Housing Authority has to have 1 resident. And we, yes, that's right. Any other questions?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion that we waive our policy and appoint Cecile Rose Guimar, 99 Hancock Street, to the Housing Authority for a term ending 10/15/2029.
Second.
You get the long one, sorry.
Motion, sorry. Motions are made in second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
volunteering.
It'll be fun.
I'm gonna tell them ready when they.
Yeah, definitely.
Rick is all ready. DPW Director Rogers, discussion possible vote to authorize ratification of RIDOT Municipal Road 7 Bridge Program, MRBP FY 25 agreement. Hi, Rick.
Hi, good evening, everybody. And yes, we do need permission in order to receive the reimbursements from the RIDOT MRBP program and the ratification by the town council, along with signatures of the town treasurer, solicitor, and administrator.
Any questions for Rick?
I may say, Denise, that it's basically the same as it was when we signed up for the 3-year.
Yep. Any questions? Yes, Mike?
Is the motion?
Go ahead.
I move that we approve, authorize the ratification of Tiverton's agreement with RIDOT for the Municipal Road 7 Bridge Program, FY 25 agreement, and authorize the town administrator and solicitors to sign as appropriate.
And if I may, Mike.
Second.
If I may, Mike, that's just a typo. It's road and, that's just.
Road and Bridge Program.
And
Madam Chair?
I think Denise has to sign it also.
That was
No,
my
treasurer.
suggestion to amend the.
Treasurer, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I'll second that amendment.
Motion's been made in second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Thank you.
Thank you. Stay where you are. Discussion possible vote to authorize funds to advertise for the DPW custodial maintenance position if position not filled through internal posting. So this was due to a retirement.
Yes, yes.
Hear it, okay. Any questions? So this is Manny.
Yes.
Manny's retiring.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we authorize the director to expend funds to advertise for the custodial maintenance position if not filled through internal postings.
Any further discussion?
Can I just ask, so he has not retired yet?
Correct.
So once he retires, then people bid into this position?
No, it's currently been posted internally. It
It's-
has to go through the waiting period, then it's
Well, as long as
reviewed.
he gives a date specific when his last day is, then you
Yes.
can post and all that can be done.
So it's,
So I understand he has.
Yes,
so it's internally posted at this point?
Yes.
Just for our people to be able to bid?
Correct.
And if nobody bids, then this is to bid outside?
yes.
Okay.
Not to bid outside, Deb, to advertise.
I'm sorry, to advertise outside?
Yes.
Yes.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
do we have a specific date when Manny's going to retire?
12/31.
Okay, thank you.
I thought it was Christmas, but for some reason. Do I have a motion? Yes.
Yes.
Motion's been made in second. All those in favor?
Thank you again.
Thank you. Discussion and possible vote to authorize funds to advertise for tax assessor, tax collection clerk. A position is not filled, same thing. A position not filled through online posting.
Madam President,
Explain this.
we had tried a different approach to just do online posting for this position so that we could save money in the future. And also, since the licensing clerk position was just recently advertised, we also sent out emails to those people that had applied for that position. Unfortunately, it has only generated 2 applications. So the Personnel Board is continuing, and they will look at the 2 applicants and see if they are qualified to move forward to,
Now, this was a
Interview.
retirement in the tax assessor's office, and this tax assessor clerk took that position. No?
this
Yes.
split
Tony's saying
position
yes.
went and took the retired position of Judy Rogers in the
Right,
tax
right,
assessor's
and this
office.
is, oh,
So
okay, so it
these-
was really the tax assessor's clerk
Yeah,
retired, and someone took that?
Yeah.
Okay.
everybody shifted.
That happens quite a bit around here.
So this is just in case the two applicants that the Personnel Board has, if they're not suitable, then we can go out for our normal advertisement in this kind of time and see if that produces better results.
Okay,
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion that we grant the clerk the ability to authorize, if need be, for the tax assessor / tax collector clerk position.
Second.
motion's been made in second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Discussion, possible vote to ratify the proposed fiscal impact statement to existing contract for tax collector Toni Lynn McGowan, retroactive 7/1/2024, including one-time salary adjustment. What I just want to say is we usually, and Mike brought this up, we usually don't approve the fiscal impact, we just see it. And it was not included in the contract, what was in the fiscal impact. So it'll have to be put in your contract.
Well, I don't know if it has to be put in the contract. I think we just
Well,
need to approve or
Oh,
take a vote on it, but it was
as
not,
long
when we did the agenda, when the agenda was before us last time, it did not address that in the agenda item, so we could not have done it anyway because it was not in the agenda item and it was not in the contract. The agenda item read,
Right,
discussion and possible vote to authorize current contract change and retroactive salary adjustment of 7% from 7/1/24 through 7/1/25. It didn't mention
right.
a one-time bump.
But I have a question. So, once we give the 2,000, then is it 7.5
No, it's
on
just,
that
no, it's a 2,000
new
bump.
salary?
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
I think according to the fiscal impact statement, it's after, it's just a flat 2,000.
Well, I looked
Correct.
at
No.
it, and I just
Right.
want to make sure, I like, if we have to adjust anything.
So no,
it's 7.5%.
7.5 on the current
Plus-
salary,
plus
plus the
2,000.
2,000.
And that 2,000 doesn't, but that 2,000 does affect the future, but not.
Right, but not this, okay, I just want to know because, okay,
So basically what we're doing is voting to authorize a change to the contract for this?
no, not,
It's just a salary adjustment.
yeah, so we are voting to give a one-time salary adjustment of $2,000.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the one-time salary adjustment of $2,000 for the tax collector, Toni Lynn McGowan. And note that when I made the original motion, it was only for the 7.5% piece. So this is the part that was missing after executive session last meeting.
So the
Second.
only thing is, the way the agenda item is written this week, it speaks to approving the fiscal impact statement, which includes that.
So we'll just approve a fiscal
Perfect.
impact statement.
So let me rephrase then. I would make a motion that we approve the proposed salary changes, the fiscal impact statement as presented. Okay, there you go.
A second.
Everyone get it?
Yep.
Okay. Motion's been made in second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Fire Chief Bailey, he's getting all right, he's been standing for a while. Approval of capital account allocation, $10,000 from capital account for gear, extractor dryers to Station 2, painting and railings. All right. So you want this to come out of the capital account, not the casino account?
Yeah, no, so you had appropriated or allocated 45,000 for the gear extractor and dryers. We've
Yes.
actually performed that, and we came in right under 35,000. We had an issue with one of the three quotes to paint Station 2.
Oh, so what
So-
you want us to do is change the
We're not with the-
casino
just that-
resolution?
So I would just like to move $10,000 that we did not spend on the gear extractor and dryer over to painting Station 2 and the railing.
So the
to
new
cover the cost.
resolution will be 35,000 for the gear extractor dryers, and add 10,000 to the painting and railing. So Mike will have to do Mike knows about this because we discussed it at the agenda meeting.
Okay.
So he'll, once we approve it, he said he would write it.
So what do they want to paint the fire station?
So we had three quotes. One was, two of them are over 20,000, and one came in at 12.5. The contractor that quoted the 12.5, which we were going to assign the work to, had a misunderstanding, and he only quoted the two sides and the top half of the back of the station not currently painted. So painted, and I want to get the whole station painted, not just the front, the right-hand side, and the top half of the back. So he re-quoted it. He's still the low quote, but he's in the same ballpark with the other two quotes.
Maybe we should hire some high school students.
Madam Chair?
Okay, yes, I know what this is. All right, so I have a motion.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the transfers as requested by the fire chief and ask the solicitor to redraft the ordinance.
It's a resolution. right?
Resolution.
Which has to come back.
Yeah. So which will come back next week.
Yep.
Motion been made, second. All those in favor?
Do we get a second? Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, David just said it very quietly, but I saw him. Town Administrator, Town Treasurer, discussion and possible vote to allocate remaining ARPA funds to pay for items previously obligated by the resolution for casino gaming capital. No, the treasurer nor the Town Administrator. Oh, there you are.
Denise is here.
So what I understand is we have to spend this ARPA money by a certain date. So Chris went through, and if I'm wrong, Denise, tell me. Chris went through some items that could be covered by the ARPA funds. So all this, so it's $1,963,000, and that would go back into the casino money. Am I right? Kinda?
Yes.
Okay.
The opera is requiring that any remaining funds that are unspent right now have to be obligated by 12/31/24. They don't have to be spent, they have to be obligated. There is a list of things that they cannot be, which is appropriations, just, this is what we're going to do. It has to be obligated contractually. So I think Chris was thinking anything that we had
A lot of this
ordered
we've
and
already
is
gone out for bid and all of that.
things that
yes.
are already in the pipeline, so to speak, that we can shift, we would shift.
So all we're doing is putting this money into the casino, back into the
So we would
casino.
basically reallocate what you allocated from the casino and use the opera funds now that, we know we don't need the opera funds for the landfill. However, at Friday's meeting, he raised a couple of points. Chief, remember what he said about the PFAS equipment? You can't leverage opera
It's not.
if there's going to be a grant involved, another federal grant.
Well,
And
say it again. I'm sorry.
you can't leverage opera monies for a federal grant.
Right.
Okay.
So I understood that there was some kind of a grant potentially connected with this. And.
Which one?
With the PFAS,
The gear.
the gear.
There is, right. Right.
The I'm sorry.
We're waiting on the grant.
No, we've already gotten the grant and we're matched.
do we
yeah,
have it?
we're-
I believe he said we got.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
And that covers
we-
the entire?
No, part of it.
Oh, but because it's, yeah, so you just have to take that 170 off.
Yeah, you have to take 170 off the table.
The library doesn't have any firm commitments at this moment. So we were really looking for things that were firm commitments.
So we'll take
Which
that.
is why I think he was thinking about the sweeper
Yep.
and potentially the pickup and the vehicles. Rick raised the point
Rick-
that the sweeper may cost more, and he was going to have to come back and
Well, that's
discuss that with
right,
you.
but we'll keep the allocation at 333 until Rick.
Well, but if he's not able to get an estimate before 12/31, then we're tossing out 333.
Rick, have you gone out for bid on this, the sweeper?
We have
Have
asked
you
for
looked-
quotes, but we have not received them all yet.
When do you expect to get them?
I hope to get them this month.
Well, you have to get them this month if we do this.
Yeah.
So you'll have to make phone calls and find out.
Yeah,
Because
Do we have to have it
We have to have a
approved?
commitment
We
by
have to- yeah, we have to
12/31.
So we
obligated.
can't just get quotes, we have to decide.
He has to come back to us
Okay.
the next
Sign
meeting.
contracts.
Figuratively spent it.
Yeah, so we have maybe 3 meetings, because I'm thinking we're probably going to cancel the last meeting like we always do in December, because it's in the middle of vacation and all that. But we have 2 more meetings.
Yeah. So we've made phone calls, emails, et cetera, but we'll keep pursuing that, and we'll get an MPA quote or similar, and we'll come back to the council. And
How many quotes do you have now for that?
we have one.
You have one,
Yeah,
but you've
it's-
tried to get others.
Yes, we are.
Is the one
yeah.
reasonable?
The one seems reasonable, but we're obviously trying to get.
I understand that, but I don't think the MPA, the rules require you to actually get them. You have to try to get them, correct?
No,
I
If-
thought you
if-
had to have them signed.
No.
For the bids, for the bids that he's talking about,
I'm not sure about
yeah,
that.
I think, yeah.
That's what I was told with the basketballs, as long as they attempted.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
I've done this on the state side, and as long as I tried with 3 vendors, if I didn't get all 3 vendors back, it's okay.
And this is if they're
Yeah.
on the MPA?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Now-
see, yeah, I'm not arguing, but I wasn't aware of that. I think that's not the case. I think the 3 are needed if you don't have an MPA.
no, that's not,
No, so the MPA makes it easier because the state has already gone out with a bid, and the vendors that they've approved say, okay, we'll work within this framework. So when anybody needs something that fits that MPA, if there's 1 on there, you go to the 1. If there's 5 on there, you need to at least go to 3, and then if you get back, you get back. If you don't, then, from anybody, then you gotta figure out where to go, but if you get back only 1, you can go with that 1 as long as you think it's reasonable.
what was it for? Do you mind? Oh, no, you can't tell me. Yep, not until all the bids, right?
Right, you can't release the
Right.
bid amount.
Right.
The one thought that I had, and I was going to discuss it with Mike, but he's not here, is if we can revisit things that we have recently done, like pay off the leases, if I can shift that
Would
to
d-
opera instead of capital. Because those were existing obligations that we had.
Right, but if we
That's-
take the fire out in
Well,
the
it would
library,
just
it's
give us a-
180.
Right, you're trying to get to 0, basically.
I want to get to 0.
Yeah,
And I want to have real firm.
right.
We don't want to be doing this at the 11th hour. So
Okay.
I was just going to investigate that.
So do you want us to approve the 925, the 410, 5555 for now?
Do you think we're going to have the trucks, like, invoiced before the end of the year?
The 2 that approved, yeah, we hope to have them delivered
Oh,
uh,
okay.
maybe
Perfect.
next week.
Oh, okay.
So I'd be looking at A, B, D, E,
F.
F, potentially D, if
We'll
that
have to
works.
come back to that next week.
But
And
I'm
then
going to
maybe by
investigate
then-
this.
Yeah, you can talk to Mike.
Because
Okay.
either way, then if as long as we obligate the ARPA, then what you've already obligated for capital,
in.
it's just
Yeah.
taking one pocket to the other.
Denise, so just so I understand, the PFAS equipment, because we're getting a grant, no
A federal
portion of
grant.
that can go on Apple.
That was what I understood.
Well, if that's what you understand, I believe it.
Well,
Madam Chair.
So.
because
we
the money
wanna
would
s-
go back to ARPA, and then we'd be back in the same situation.
I think I'm right, we subtract 518,000
Can I make a motion?
from the total, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you already,
Here's the new total, that's what he said.
1.445.
yeah, okay.
Madam President, I did pass out a
Yeah.
memo from the town administrator regarding the allocation of the opera funds with supplemental information.
Which we just got.
All right, so then Rick is gonna have to
Wait.
chase
Well, unfortunately, we did not provide you critical.
vigorously. And what's the problem with the library? They haven't,
I don't think she has obligated the funds, you know. I don't know what her plan is for the 15,000.
All right, so this really doesn't affect now because this is not on the agenda.
Okay.
So, right now, we approve the 1.4, and then we readdress it next week.
Madam Chair.
1.445, which will leave us money, because what Chris is asking, yeah, so that'll take care of what Chris is asking.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the obligation of items A, B, E, and F for a total of $1.445 million from the ARPA funds. And that would cover the pumper, the Pecasset basketball court, town farm, the the DPW 250 pickup, and the DPW garage maintenance equipment.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? That's all right, you're in favor, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
If you didn't like it, we wouldn't like it, so.
Madam Chair, can we have it on the next agenda to expend the rest of the dollars?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I already have it as a note because Chris wasn't sure that these items were gonna work, he was gonna investigate it.
Certainly don't want to leave anything on the table.
No.
All right, the next item, Council President DiMaggio's discussion, possible vote to reconsider the resolution establishing the North End and Industrial Park Business Park Advisory Subcommittee requirements that the chair be town council member. Ann kind of gave my, my opinion. Mike has been doing a fantastic job, and he's organized and he's got this all together. There will be, because we just accepted a resignation for here,
I will be putting my name in
he'll
for
be,
that position.
if he puts his name in for there, then we'll need another counselor to join, but not necessarily, not as chairman. But we'll talk about that when the new council arrives. And I just feel that it's been a year. Deb might have an opinion, she's on this with Mike.
We've been working on this committee for a year at this point, and Mike has done a fabulous job and has got it off the ground and is heading in the right direction, and I wholeheartedly support having him continue as chair.
Madam
So,
Chair,
Yes, John.
just so I understand mechanically, in order for the swap to happen, so we'll have it on, I'm assuming, the first meeting in December's agenda for Counselor Burke to join the subcommittee, and then they'll have to vote for the chair or whatever at a subsequent meeting, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, so we have one meeting this week, I'll still be counselor. And I think we'll have to make sure our next meeting doesn't happen until after this
So, but we do
council's next meeting.
have to have the resolution changed
Yep.
before we do all of this.
And
And
it
Mike
doesn't
knows
preclude,
about
I
it.
mean,
I
if I
had
don't
talked
get appointed,
Of course.
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
it doesn't preclude a council.
No, and then they decide
Yeah.
who,
Ms. Lawton could be the chair, in theory, under this.
or Deb.
I suggested that to both.
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion that we amend the resolution for the North End Industrial Park Business Advisory Subcommittee to drop the requirement that the chair be a counselor.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Thank you. All right, so Stu is not here today, Recreation Chair, but he does have stand-ins.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
may I make a motion to take the following items as a package?
Yes.
Item-
I didn't know if the girls want to come up, the
No, they can-
girls.
please, come up.
You got the B team today. Yeah, not really.
Told us he wasn't gonna make it, so he said, as long as they don't ask us any questions.
I have a question before we, no.
Dana and Maureen has said they would come, because Stu's out of town, I understand.
So items 7, H, I, J, K, L, M, N,
It's all Stu, it's all Stu.
O, and P.
This is Stu Gilpin.
PQ.
Oh, and Q. Well, R,
You want to wait for R.
Second.
All right, so I'm just going to read it very quickly so the public knows what we're approving. It's a 2024 holiday event at Patchet Brook Farm on Saturday, December 14th and 15th. This is going to be really neat. It's the tree lighting and Grinnell's Beach concert for December 7th, 2024. It is possible, it is to approve February school break drop-in camp. It's to approve Tiverton Celebrates Parade 2025. It's to approve the fireworks tentative, with funding, we'll get to at some point, May 24th, 2025. It's the Police and Recreation Commission Child Safety and Wellness Day at Grinnell's Beach, June 28th, with the rain date of June 29th. It is the summer concert series that goes from June all the way to August. The summer movies series, July 23rd to August, July 23rd, 30th, 6th, 13, with rain dates. And National Night Out Softball, Police Recreation, and that would be August 9th, 2025. And Recreation, and Trunk or Treat, October 18th, 2025. We've asked Stu to do this because what we do now is make a calendar. So if other people come to us, we'll see if there's any conflicts or it'll be too busy on Main Road or whatever. Any questions for Maureen and Dana? Yes.
Madam Chair, just a quick question for the solicitor. So Patchet Brook does straddle between us and Little Compton. Should they approach Little Compton about something there? Because 50% of that land is actually not in Tiverton.
Is it really?
Yes. The entrance is in Tiverton, but 50% of Patchet Brook Tree Farm is in Little Compton.
I'm just curious, are they only going to stay on the Tiverton
I
side?
was just wondering,
I don't know where the specific line is.
Yeah,
the traffic will be in Tiverton as people enter and leave.
Just a thought. I'm pulling up the GIS to see how big it is.
You know what we could do?
He's talking about like a hayride?
No, no,
Oh,
no.
What are you going to do for that event?
oh, so basically,
Fair point.
I don't need a microphone, everybody knows I have a
Yeah, but everybody else needs to,
No, she,
at home.
thinking, Dana. Basically, I have a map, this is like a proposed, so basically,
Yeah.
we're gonna set up these little, like, I guess you could call them villages with tents and warmers, and
That's the
kids will
state.
go
It's right
in
here.
and say, do a craft, maybe decorate a cookie, make an ornament, and we're gonna have some food trucks there. The Dig It Band, I believe, is playing. They're gonna do some not hayrides, I guess you would call sleigh rides.
Sleigh rides.
For the kids, and I guess they're currently at the same time still selling trees. They did say that that's when they're winding down, but we
and
did
fire
go there and meet with them.
and fire pits to make s'mores.
Yes.
Okay.
Fire pits, if,
That's something else. That's
Yeah.
what happened.
Is that Little Compton?
Yeah, so where the hayride's gonna go, like literally once you go up into Patchet Brook, there's the house and then the open field, and then there's a stone wall. I believe that's actually the dividing line. So if you're doing a hayride, I know the map's gonna send you through Little Compton. Again, I'm not
Yeah.
personally,
Yeah, it's
as
just-
Councilor Edwards reminded me, I don't care what Little Compton thinks, but I just want to check with the solicitor because we're approving an event, so. And more importantly, if we're naming, I'm assuming somebody's going to be named as the other insured by the policy the town's going to have to purchase, so we're
Well,
going to
no,
have
I
to
think-
put Little Compton on there.
Well, isn't this stuff always subject to legal requirements?
Which again, I just figured we'd ask, because it's a unique property.
All right, so this is what we'll do. That one will ask Stu to call Little Compton's administrator and see if there's something special that he would have to do there, like go to a town council, a meeting.
That they would require for us to have this?
Have approval, yeah,
But
because,
if, I guess then, so if he sells Christmas trees on the lot, if his address is technically Tiverton, it shouldn't, right?
yeah, his address is Tiverton.
but he pays
And
taxes
again,
in
I
both
know-
towns.
Yeah, but so go up the driveway, the house is in Tiverton,
Right.
Oh,
the tree farm is not. Well, some of the trees, half the trees. So if you're familiar with Patchet Brook, there is a stone wall that runs, and there's a road that goes down into some more of the tree farms, which again, the hayride's gonna go through
I mean,
there.
I would
But-
hope that Little Compton
I would hope
would not
Little
block
Compton's
it.
just gonna say fine, but, so we'll just, part of the motion would be to have the recreation chairman call the Little Compton town administrator and
That's
see
it.
if,
Yeah, that was my only concern.
because John doesn't really care about it anyway, but.
Correct.
Do
Stu
have-
can tell them that, I said that.
Well, I think they probably know it, John.
Just tell them we're gonna do it.
It's happening
You've
regardless.
said it a few times, John. All right.
We know I live by the rule, it's easier to obtain forgiveness than permission.
Love it.
I will add, looking at the actual map with like green and like blue and roads, the trees themselves are in Little Compton, but there was a huge field right off the driveway.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
that's
is,
where,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I
that's
can't
where,
imagine that they'd be putting any
This
tents
is-
in the field.
well, we have it right here.
So
in our
this is where
packet.
he sells the trees, but what he's referring to is they do the sleigh ride. I imagine they do it here and
So
here.
that would be Little Compton, but this,
Right.
this right here doesn't really.
Right, this is
Yeah.
where,
If Patrick,
this is actually where
If Patchet-
everything's gonna get set up.
if
and
they
then,
were
like,
doing
around
this
the
on
street.
their
Oh,
own, would they,
Santa,
oh yeah,
too.
they would have to get permission from Little Compton.
Yeah, we wouldn't be.
Like if they were having an event like that.
I think this is an event that they normally do, not just with
I thought it was.
recreation. I think they do it with other
Well,
organizations as
stuff-
well. I just don't know about the band. I think everything else would be
Yeah, there's not many
immaterial.
butters to that area at all. I don't even know if there would be.
Couple deer.
But for what it's worth, this is,
Turtles.
Family.
oh, sorry, Counselor Burke.
Yes, go ahead.
So, I don't see the fire chief here anymore, but given the, hopefully by then, it's not gonna be an issue, but given the drought conditions, I want you to check the day before with the fire chief to make sure that there's no concerns.
We'll make sure he comes and oversees it and cooks them.
There you go.
He can cook this morning. You have little holes there.
Very likely to do that.
All right, so we'll, the motion would be, if you all agree to approve everything with the addition for the Patrick Farm one, which is H, to have the Recreation Chairman call the Little Compton Town Administrator to see if there's anything that would have to be done through their council,
And subject to meeting all legal
and
requirements.
subject to meeting all
So
legal
moved.
requirements.
Second,
Motion's been made in second. Any further discussion?
just one, I want to clarify, we're doing H, I, J, K, L, N, O, and Q, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Motion's been made. in-
L, M, N, O, P, and Q.
Oh,
All the
sorry.
way
The only one
down.
we're not doing is R.
Love it.
Most of it.
So there's a motion and a second. All those in favor? So the R is discussion possible vote to approve establishment of a Tiverton Kickball League. Mike,
So, I won't be voting on this. Well, I might tonight, but I don't think I have enough information tonight to vote on it because I'm not sure what kind of liability there might be for the town. And my understanding is we don't have any other town run sports leagues at this point.
What about softball? Softball's not town.
No,
No.
they might, but we don't. So I
men's
want us to
softball?
look at what that entails in
No,
terms of liability.
men's softball is private.
Oh,
So is the women's, yeah.
Yeah, so I just suggest that those questions be discussed with the town solicitor about any potential liability, and do we need an ordinance around
He's
it?
going to check with the trust, is my
Okay.
understanding about whether members would be required to be insured.
Okay.
So he is fully aware of that and is doing that.
All right, so that one we'll put on hold for the next,
Do you want a motion on that or no? All right, I'll make a motion that we continue R till the next meeting.
Second.
motion's been made in, yes, Mike?
No,
Oh,
I'm
motion
voting.
made. I thought you wanted to. Motion been made in second. All those in favor? Okay. Thank you, ladies. You did good.
thank you. Thank you for making
I was
that
kind of
painless.
upset Benny didn't come, but that's okay.
Well, we could have just tediously gone through every single
I
one.
know. She texted me at work, I said, I'll print every single thing out there, and we'll have all the home with us. So I have nothing else.
Even gave us notes.
Yeah.
You
wanna
know
read
the answers, you know the answers, though.
Thank
You
you.
know the answers.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
I'd entertain a motion to go into executive session. Town Administrator, Rhode Island General Law 42465A2, collective bargaining update on DPW contract. Our lawyer will be arriving at 8 o'clock, our labor lawyer. Town Administrator, Rhode Island General Law 4246555, discussion related to acquisition or lease of real property for public purposes wherein advanced public information would be detrimental to the interest public related to a conservation easement and related purchase. We are not going to do that one tonight. So we're only doing 8A, and as I read it, I realized we're not doing that one tonight.
So I move that we enter into exec session under item 8A.
Second.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
thank you.